All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Behind the Grind. So, we recently hit 2,000 subscribers, and this was initially supposed to be a 2,000 subscriber celebration slash 100th video celebration. But as you guys know, I did stream yesterday, so that did count towards one of my videos. So, unfortunately, this is going to be the 101st video that I upload. I normally wouldn't have posted a 2,000 subscribers special, as I was just kind of waiting for like 5,000 or 10,000, something different, not just 2,000, because I'm not going to upload a special for like every 1,000 subscribers. But because this was originally supposed to be the 100 subscriber special, I'm just going to go ahead and dive into today's special, which is going to be a Q&A. A couple of days ago, I asked everybody to drop a question down below in one of my community posts, and I got a lot of comments. You guys asked a lot of questions, so today we're just going to go ahead and talk about some of those, and we're going to be doing a little Q&A here. So before we begin, I want to ask you to please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Also, let's take a moment to thank our channel members for supporting the Behind the Grind YouTube channel. Joining will give you access to some cool perks like adding me as a friend and playing some games together. Your help means a lot, and if you're interested in being a channel member, check out the information in the description down below. Thank you. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this Q&A. First off, I just want to say thanks everybody for all the support, all the comments, the likes, sharing the videos, and just engaging with the community that we've built so far. It really means the world to me, man. Like 2,000 subscribers, bro. Like, this is all thanks to you guys. You definitely like to watch the content, and I definitely like to provide the content. So we got a pretty good thing going on here. And once again, I just really want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for 2,000 subs, man. It means the world to me. So let's go ahead and dive into this Q&A, shall we? Okay, so starting at the top, we got Captain Hauser 7493 asking, how did you get behind the grind? When, where, and how did it all start? All right, this guy's from the Space Marine 2 server. He's Spider-Man. I know this guy. So how did I get behind the grind? So the name comes from, I like to grind video games. And so I figured, oh, well, let's just talk about what goes behind that grind, right? When, where, and how did it all start? So maybe one day I'll talk about this more in depth, but this is not my first channel on YouTube. I've actually been trying to get a platform on YouTube ever since I was 14 years old. I'm 24 right now, and it's been a long journey, and Behind the Grind is the channel that ultimately stuck it out, and I've just been riding the lightning ever since then. That's how Behind the Grind started, giving a little bit of some lore to the channel so you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from. But next up, Clever Goblin, he has a pretty long comment. He just kind of talks about like the ups and downs that Space Marine 2 has had, but his actual comment says, there's vastly more negatives than positives with this game, and every single update breaks the game more. So honestly, I have to ask, why do you say you love this game, or that Space Marine 2 is great? So ultimately, I love this game because of what it means, not only for the gameplay and for the game itself, but Space Marine 2 is the game that motivated me to start up a YouTube channel again. I owe my entire YouTube channel to Space Marine 2, not only to you guys, but once again also to Space Marine 2 for motivating me to start up a channel again. And I do like the game at the end of the day. I do love Space Marine 2. I love the characters, I love the story, I love the gameplay. But once again, you guys already know I'm pretty critical of the game and how it's been handled post-launch. You guys already know I don't really criticize the game as to how it came out on launch day, because when it first launched, it was a pretty goddamn good game. But the post-launch handling of Space Marine 2 is really what gets my nerves going. So yeah. Next up, we got Forgotten One asking, what do you want for the future of Space Marine 2, and what do you think of a battle pass for Space Marine 2? So what do I want for the future of Space Marine 2? Well, I want some operations that separate from the actual story mode, so that way we can get into some more interesting scenarios. Like, I don't really understand why we can't get a ball invasion in which we play as the Blood Angels fighting off the Tyranids. I mean, they can just reuse the Tyranid assets, and then they could give us a completely new map for that. Or we could play as like a Chaos Space Marine boarding one of the Loyalist Space Marine ships in a pretty cool operation that way. I think that restricting our operations to the story is one of those things that is really dwindling down, and it's really kind of killing off the game because someday they're going to run out of ideas, and I think it really shows given that we only got 3 operations in a whole year. And what do I think of a battle pass for Space Marine 2? I'd be cool with it as long as it's free and it gives us some actual stuff to grind for, whether it's weapon cosmetics, actual armor cosmetics. I really wouldn't mind a battle pass for Space Marine 2. No, I'm not a brain rot kid who played Fortnite and is expecting every frigging game to have a battle pass. I've actually been around for a while now, and battle passes are just one of those relatively new things still in the gaming sector. So I really wouldn't mind having a battle pass in Space Marine 2. So moving on to the next question, we have Shazam1995. He is a channel member, so thank you very much for being a channel member. Any anecdote you want to share about your days as a Marine? Oh, okay, this is interesting. Well, maybe I was going to share this for a separate video. Nah, I'm just going to go ahead and dive into it. So, a couple of years ago in the summer of 2023, my boys and I, our unit went on a operation in which we had to mobilize our forces into an army base in Northern California for a couple of days as part of a joint task operation with the United States Air Force. And so we insert into our area of operation, and we were just kind of doing our thing, you know, just kind of holding positions. We were fighting amongst each other. We were conducting force on force operations, which is basically just like training. It's like having the friendlies turn on each other, right? It's like having a single unit that you split into 2 and you just have them kind of play fight each other just for training's sake. So we had been doing this operation for a couple of days now, and one of those days we got up and started walking around, and bro, we were already like 15, 20 miles of walking in the span of like just like a day and a half. And eventually our platoon commander leads us into a fucking radiation zone. Here's the picture on screen right now. That's your boy on the far left right there. And as you guys can see on that sign, it says radioactive material, bro. So like, I haven't grown a second dick yet, and I haven't grown some more fingers, and I don't seem to have radiation poisoning, but just in case I end up dying sometime, bro, you guys know that it was thanks to radiation poisoning, bro. I'm radioactive now. I need to get quarantined. So that was pretty funny, is that we walked through a dead-ass radioactive material zone, and yeah, we could have been exposed to radioactive materials, man. So yeah, like the water around the area was all green and shit. I'm telling you, it was something straight out of Fallout. So I think that's a pretty funny story that I may be exposed to radioactive materials. Next up, Xera Asen asks, will you be trying one of the Killing Floor games? Just asking. Interesting. I could try them out someday. That'd be something I would try out on my new channel called Skill Issue. If you guys want to go ahead and check out Skill Issue, I don't have any videos uploaded to it yet. That is going to be my channel in which I upload other games that are not Warhammer. So if you guys didn't already know, Behind the Grind was intended to be an overall gaming channel. However, I really locked into that Warhammer universe, and we just kind of play Warhammer games on this channel from now on. But Skill Issue is going to be that channel in which we upload all those different kinds of games, just so Behind the Grind can maintain its own identity. So that's going to be something that I might be trying on the other channel. Go ahead and check out the other channel if you guys want. Next up, we have Not Listening 6499. What's a part of the lore that you really like but most people don't seem to know about? So I'm not sure whether people know about some things in the lore, but I think one thing that I really do like is that Rogel Dorn and Ultramarines Primarch Robute Guilliman had a pretty big disagreement, and it almost led to another heresy, another civil war within the Imperium. Obviously, after the Horus Heresy, Guilliman wanted to downsize the Imperium, as you guys already know, and with that, you need to downsize the chapters, so that way no chapter could really stand on its own against the rest of the Imperium. And Rogel Dorn tried to take this to the fucking death, bro. Like, they had such a big disagreement. It almost got so bad at one point that it almost launched another friggin' civil war, and at the end of the day, our Lord and Savior, Rogel Dorn, ended up just complying with Guilliman's new Codex Astartes, so that way we could prevent a future Horus Heresy. Next up, we have you ever played a game from the Red Dead Redemption series? If so, what was your favorite part? Or, a more Warhammer related question, if you had to join one Heretic Astartes faction, which one would it be? So to answer his first question, I have played a game from Red Dead Redemption. I played the original. I can't really remember what happens in that game. I played that game when it first came out, man. I was just a kid, so I can't really remember. I think my favorite part of that game is like when you go out in the woods, and like this isn't like nothing to do with the story, but it's just kind of something you do on like free play. You could go out into the woods and you can hunt like mountain lions and stuff. I remember doing a lot of that when I was a kid because when I was younger and I had my PlayStation 2, some of my favorite games were like the original Cabela's Big Game Hunter, African Safari, all those kind of games. And all I wanted to do was go around the outback and just shoot mountain lions and stuff. So that's something I used to do in OG Red Dead. But if I had to join one Heretic Astartes faction, I'd probably join the Night Lords, bro. Like, Night Lords are sadistic. They're one of my favorite Heretic Astartes faction, and I just really love everything about them. I wouldn't want to join the Death Guard because, I don't know. I don't like tentacles coming out my ass and stuff. But, yeah, probably Night Lords, bro, for sure. Queever asks, it could be cool to see some Dawn of War vids, since it is one of the most beloved Warhammer 40K games series, though we don't talk about Dawn of War 3. So yeah, eventually I will be checking out Dawn of War. Don't worry, guys. I have a lot on my table right now, but we're going to be checking out Dawn of War eventually. Asener asks, what is your favorite Doom game? If you haven't played it, I have a different question. What is your favorite Loyalist Legion? And what is your favorite Heretic Legion? So my favorite Doom game is Doom Eternal, with a close runner-up is Doom the Dark Ages. I really do love Doom the Dark Ages for sure. It's extremely underrated. I remember that game when it first came out a couple of months ago. Got a lot of hate, but I love Doom the Dark Ages, bro. It might be competing with Doom Eternal as my favorite one. I really need to go back and play that game because, what an amazing game. And my favorite Loyalist Legion is Black Templars. It's either between Black Templars or sometimes the Blood Angels from time to time. It just kind of depends on what you ask and when you ask. And yeah, it's for the most part Black Templars. And what is your favorite Heretic Legion? Well, same thing as before. It's either Night Lords or Death Guard. It just really depends on what day of the week you ask me. Sometimes it's Night Lords, sometimes it's Death Guard, but I love them both equally. So yeah. Apollo Patriot asks, you should try Lords of the Fallen. Game devs are pretty based. Yes, they are pretty based indeed, and I have played Lords of the Fallen. That is going to be a game that I will cover on Skill Issue given enough time. So go ahead and check out Skill Issue and go ahead and subscribe to that channel. Andre Luis asks, when did you begin your journey into the rabbit hole that is Warhammer 40k? Last year with Space Marine 2, brother. I had heard of Warhammer before Space Marine 2, but my brother recommended that I play Space Marine 2, and I went ahead and bought it, and it's been going down the rabbit hole ever since. Jason Kill 1992 asks, any chance you going to maybe try Dawn of War games? Yes, like I said before, I will be checking out Dawn of War. My boy Top asks, will you get banned for showing your profile? If you know, you know. Oh my god, bro. Alright, hey, just to sum this up real quick. Last video I got clowning on Saber for breaking the game. I showed someone's profile from Discord and they had a really stupid take, so I flamed them on screen for the world to see. And eventually they submitted a privacy complaint with YouTube being like, hey, this person reported your video. They're concerned about their private information getting out there. And I DM'd the person and they got all scared and stuff, being like, oh my god, like I don't want my stuff out there. And then YouTube said, actually, it doesn't break our guidelines because it's a Discord profile and it's public information, so you're good. So yeah, will I get banned for showing my profile? Oh, I don't know, guys. Please don't report Behind the Grind. I know it's a public profile. Please don't report it. But real question is, if you had one bug to fix in Space Marine 2, what would it be? Probably the connection issues, just because I want people to be able to play this game. It pisses me off when people aren't able to play the game that they paid money for. Next up with Clever Goblin, do you think Saber will actually listen to any constructive feedback from the community about Siege Mode, or will they just listen to the Echo Chamber Glazers? Probably not. They don't care. As long as they have people who accept the bare minimum, they're always going to deliver the bare minimum. God forbid they have to actually put a lot of effort into Siege Mode. You got people who are like, oh, it's fine that we get 3 sectors that are repeated. That's fine. Nobody cares. And so they're like, okay, yeah, guys, see, nobody cares. So we're not going to put in any effort into it. So as long as there are people who accept the bare minimum is what we're going to get every single time. Green Brick asks, on his question, how do you back Space Marine 2? Is it like a script or something? So I don't really understand what this guy means. The first question, maybe how do you back Space Marine 2? That might be in reference to how I defend it, which I don't. But then he does mention the word script. So he's probably asking, how do I do my videos? I used to do a script back in the day, but I've been practicing at getting a lot better at just speaking into a mic, which is why sometimes I'll kind of go off in circles and just like branch out, or I'll say words that don't necessarily fit within an actual conversation. I am bilingual. I speak English and Spanish, so sometimes I do say some weird things from time to time, but no, I do not follow a script. Meat Slapper OG asks, what is my favorite chapter? You guys already know, Black Templars 100%. And then finally, to end this all off, this is kind of a rant comment, but this guy asks, Lizard Wizard asks, why do the games have so much potential but the devs fuck it up so badly? Specifically Space Marine 2. Once again, like I said, as long as there are people who accept the bare minimum, we will always get the bare minimum. And as players, we really need to start asking for more, and we need to be more outspoken about the things that we receive in change for our money. Like Elden Ring is one of those games that I personally don't believe is worth 60 bucks. I would pay $400 for Elden Ring just to be able to experience 800 hours of gameplay all over again. And I know Space Marine 2 wasn't supposed to be that kind of game, but with Elden Ring, it just shows that the developers really care about the game and they put a lot of hard work into it. And Space Marine 2 just didn't really get that kind of love after the game launched. So yeah, I don't know. Modern games has had a huge problem with the way they're developed because they release a game and it's not fully finished. And we've been gaslit into expecting games that are not finished and to always expect a patch or an update later on that actually finishes the game. So we need to start being more outspoken about half-assed games being released, and we need to start expecting games that are actually complete on release, or else we're always going to get, once again, the bare minimum. So that was pretty much it for my 2,000 subscribers special / 100th video Q&A. I want to thank everybody for being a part of Behind the Grind and leaving a comment, asking a question, liking the videos, sharing the videos, and watching the videos. I appreciate it greatly, man. You guys are the best. I absolutely love doing this for y'all, and well, stay tuned for some more videos in the future because this is only going up from here. We're only going up from here. With all of that being said, though, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more content. Also, if you wish to support the channel further, I'd encourage you to join the channel membership for exclusive perks. Thanks. This has been Behind the Grind, answering your questions, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.